Good morning, afternoon, evening, everybody, and welcome to the wonderful world of Hyrule. I'm your hostess, Master Girl 718, and joining me today back from vacation is Koi. How are you today?
Jet lagged. Very, very jet lagged.
So, today we have Chisame, Slowpoke, Raylan here, and Illis on Restream. So, I am fairly familiar with all these runners. They're all fairly good.
Except for Illis, who was really good. But it's random.
Yeah.
No, seriously, like everybody here has a chance to take in this for sure.
Yeah, this'll be fun. I also see we have a nice rod in the house, and we're off.
Yeah, we have a very, very normal seed today. Just regular standard 7-7. Go save Zelda. Go collect crystals. Go kill Ganon.
Bombo start. Also, Slowpokes is pony, I think. Also, pendant, green pendant, crystal.
Now the uncle will provide us with one weapon, one random weapon, but everybody will get the same one. And they're not all created equal.
And 10 bombs!
We got the best one!
I mean, it depends on your definition of best, but it's certainly the trolliest, but it also gives you free access to the back. Powder! What?
Well, it's like the trolliest, but also
not
the trolliest.
We just got a full magic drop off of Green Guard. Chisame choosing not to pick it up.
Yeah, probably won't be too impactful. It does tell us what the prize pack is for guards and ropes, and it is a pack that does not have bombs. But we got bombs, so who cares?
So, are the enemies in a group still the same as well as the items in each prize pack? It's just which group is which is swapped?
Yes, exactly. The packs of enemies are vanilla, and the packs of prizes are vanilla, and the random part is which packs go with which. Well, that simplifies things immensely. A little sad if you practice all those bomb strats, because now you can just use a sword, but it is faster.
So I think that was prize pack 3 that the green guards are in.
Oh, I don't know them by numbers.
That's the one.
Yeah. It's like I call that one the magic prize pack. No, like the prize pack change is one of my favorite changes about V31. Specifically for the escape, but also for other parts of the game too. It can be really nice to know that, wow, if I need bombs, I kill this enemy right here, you know?
I don't know. I think it takes away some of the fun of Randomizer.
It certainly adds an advantage to knowing what the prize packs are, knowing which ones can drop bombs. Because previously, you could find yourself in a situation where I killed 10 guards and got nothing, and my opponent killed 1 guard and got a bomb.
I don't know. I think most of the fun of Rando is it being random. But you know. Anyway.
Yeah, we don't have a whole lot to talk about as they make their way through the escape. Everybody's going to open the same chest and get the same items, and the difference between them will be 100% execution. Illis currently just behind Chisame.
Yes, Chisame in the lead at the moment. Barely. Not that that's going to really matter much in the long run, but... Oh yes, this is true. They can use bomb boats now if they really want to.
Well, everyone except for Chisame.
Yeah.
Chisame playing it a little fast and loose on his health count here. But I think these rats, they do like a quarter heart of damage, so unless he makes like 4 mistakes, he should be fine.
We got more bombs, by the way, even though we're maxed out.
Yeah, kind of nice from a competitive standpoint. Like, opening chests isn't going to... it's going to leave everybody at an equal footing. No prize pack RNG or anything.
Oh,
Chisame, what are you doing?
Oh, no!
Chisame
okay,
got...
put him back right before the... yeah, there.
Yeah, so Chisame there, he was down to 1 heart. He was playing it real fast and loose, opted not to grab the extra hearts on the way. Just because it was so unlikely that he was going to die, but got a little too gung-ho and walked into his own bomb.
Oh, that hurts.
It's a pretty significant setback this early in the game, but it's not nearly enough to call it just yet.
So that does put Illis in the lead now, barely. Back of escape items were trash.
So it looks like everybody's headed over to Lost Woods.
Well, Slowpoke looks to be going to Lumberjack.
Yeah, the standard routing here is to come up and do this tree pull that Slowpoke just did, and then to kill 1 enemy, and then you get a second tree pull in the Lost Woods with a different prize. But everybody leaving with bombs, it makes it not as important to do so, because what you're normally looking for from tree pulls is bombs.
Art container. Again, not required for that.
So Raylan and Illis headed down to Kakariko, while Chisame says, let's put it off for a second, and heads over to South Shore.
Yeah, I've seen more and more people do this. Moon Pearl! Bloomerang. More junk.
Yeah, it's a pretty safe call to make at this point in the game. There are items he could find in South Shore that would make his trip to Kakariko better, such as a bottle or a flute. Where there's not that many things in Kakariko that could make South Shore better. So since he already has bombs, he already has a reliable weapon, it does make sense to come down to South Shore first.
I mean, I don't know, like, I like routing in Zora with my South Shore. So I like to see at least 500 rupees and preferably a Moon Pearl boots or flippers. Gloves apparently somewhere. Maybe the well.
Oh, did Raylan find gloves?
Bottle with fairy.
Yeah, so that already is going to make his Kakariko trip just a little better. Be able to route in Sick Kid with all these other checks.
Alright, let's see what's in the chicken hut. Just a bloopy.
Jason may opt in to go all the way over to Ice Rod Cave. Some players do like to skip this just because it takes so long to walk there. But if you're going to do it, now's the time.
Shield on library, not going back for that.
Yeah, and just some bombs there in Ice Rod Cave. So Chisame didn't immediately get rewarded with a huge time save or anything, but chances are pretty good everyone else is also going to do those checks. Now, this is a more interesting play. Chisame is going over to Eastern. Maybe opting to just do the Sahasrahla checks and not go in the dungeon?
Possibly.
But this is a much more difficult place for people to decide to go to. So something being here can be very impactful. Compared to like Mini Moldorm Cave that everyone's going to do eventually. Well, there's that Zora money you're looking for, and Chisame's walking outside. I think we're going to Eastern Palace before Kakariko with no lamp and no bow.
I mean, no lamp's not as big of an issue, but that was a bit of a thing for people. But then again, do keep in mind it's pendant, so you know,
yeah, it's just
not even.
From a competitive point of view, like there's checks that everyone is always going to do, so you don't feel bad doing them, even if you get nothing there. But there's other checks that not everyone's going to do, and if you do them and get nothing, you feel so behind. And Eastern Palace, without the lamp or the bow, and it being a pendant, when you haven't even been to Kakariko, this seems super gambly.
Yeah, but
there might be something here that totally validates this choice.
I mean, what are we down to? We've got Zora and Logic. We have Agina. And I think that might be it aside from Eastern.
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance there's going to be something here, just not from Chisame's point of view, because he doesn't know what's in Kakariko yet.
Sick Kid as well. So we've got those 3 checks, and then we've got Eastern. So, I'd say the odds are pretty decent. Oh, by the way,
Okay, he's fine.
I learned something interesting the other day that actually has come in handy. You know how sometimes you get boots early on, but then you don't always have bombs?
Okay.
If you know where Bonk Rocks is, there's a tree right beside it, yeah?
Okay.
If you bonk into that, you get an 8 bomb pack.
Is it really?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever bonked into that tree before.
Oh my goodness!
So, Darkhold access in Eastern Palace. Those will be everyone else's mitts, although they're Chisame's gloves for now.
Oh, is it only after I go 1? Maybe. I didn't know that. Because I had it happen to me the other day, and it's like, oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, I know that killing Ega 1 does change like where the tree poles are and certain bonk prizes and stuff, so that may be true.
So it was weird because I bonked into Bonk Rocks, but the tree spat out an 8 bomb drop, and it's like, oh, okay, I don't think that's how that's supposed to work, but that's good to know.
Chisa may run into a little trouble there. Had to grab
Shield.
the safety hearts, but manages to open that chest.
Anybody know if that was all 3 items or just 2 of them?
I think it was 2, but can't say I'm sure.
Okay, Dementive's saying it's 2.
Raylan
Alright, we have multiple
some
saves.
fake flippering. Looks like he's gonna head up to Hobo and then back down to Zora area.
Another easy bomb spot is if you have a glove right below Link's house, the middle of the 3 rocks in the right corner there has a 50-50 bomb drop as well. As well as, you know, the normal ones. I like knowing where the bomb spots are, though.
But you can see how hard everyone else seems to be avoiding going to the eastern area. Like Raylan and Illis both doing these out of logic checks instead.
You know, here's my argument for Eastern. Half of the thing is, you know, just Sphere 1 locations. It'd be no different than, say, skipping Mini Mudorm Cave, basically. Though a couple less items.
Yeah, the big troll, though, is like if there is also progression on Pendant Armos. And if you did those checks early and didn't get anything, like, you're just never coming back, you know?
I mean, that's the same with most gambles, though. Like, at some point, you just gotta bite the bullet and do it. 20 rupees from Scamfish.
I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you, Math Girl. So my question is, why did Chisame choose to make that bite of the gamble before checking Kakariko even? It's not going to punish him today, and we'll actually get him out of here without having doing all these fake flipper checks.
I mean,
but it was a very risky play.
Well, he's about to be getting his bits now. Also, I don't know, like, Sphere 1 locations have such a high density of required items that it's like, there's a very good chance that Eastern has something in any given season.
So Chisame does get his mitts here out of Kakariko. He'll probably finish up these checks and then go straight to the Dark World.
Probably gonna see a Sick Kid check as well. And then, yeah.
Meanwhile, Illis and Raylan, having run out of nice places to go, are headed to Eastern, where they will also find their mitts.
Did you catch what was on the Lake Hylia Island?
300 rupees.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Bloopy from the Sick Kid. And I imagine Chisame, yep, is going up to the Dark World portal.
Yeah, Sick Kid not having anything, though, it's still a win for Chisame, because everyone else is going to have a slightly less efficient route to go check that item location, where he was able to do it with the rest of the Kek checks.
Alright, 5-6 at Skullwoods and Pendant at Swamp. Ah! I missed the other 5-6.
I think it's Pod.
Okay, thank you. Pod and Skullwoods 5-6. Swamp is Pendant. And that's our knowledge of the map.
Chisame immediately going into Skullwoods here without the Fire Rod. This is a pretty standard play, especially in this situation where you don't have the hammer. The hammer is so important to just general routing, not even like unlocking locations, but just for getting around the world. That it feels.
Well, there's one item.
Anything.
There's only one more item left in Skullwoods. Gosh, what really hurts though is when you go forever without the glove, because you just don't even think about some of the glove locked locations until you just don't have a glove.
The nice thing, though, there is a nice side to that about not having a glove, is that it restricts where you can go a lot more than the hammer does. Where the hammer doesn't restrict you that much in where you can go, but in how you can get there.
I mean, I've always said one of the nicest go mode items is mitts.
Absolutely.
Because it locks so much.
So Chisame did opt to not check the vanilla big key chest, which absolutely could have the second item of the dungeon. So we'll see if anybody else manages or decides to check that when they're in Skullwoods as well.
Bottle.
Bumper Cave was nothing important. Not sure what, though.
Just a heart container there. So that's certainly nice at this health.
Chisame going into Thieves Town before checking the brewery. Probably not gonna matter, but like if brewery had the hammer, this is really bad news.
I mean, unless he's just doing first 4.
Yeah, he probably will only do the first 4. That's a pretty typical routing in a hammerless situation.
Samaria.
Wow, that does absolutely nothing right now, but is important for later.
I mean, it's nice to find early, because then you're not worrying about it as your go mode item.
Yeah, it's just real frustrating for the runner. You know, like, okay, where's the hammer? Where's the hammer? Where's the hammer? Oh, good, the Samaria. Great.
Mushroom.
And a fetch quest to go with it.
I think this has to be... Oh, no, that's... Oh.
So just 2 items in the front. And Chisame's going to finish the dungeon.
He's going to the back! Okay, well, let's see what happens.
It is super annoying to have to death warp out since he didn't have the mirror, but like I gotta think, like, if you were gonna go to the back, why didn't you grab brewery first just in case it was the hammer? Illis does check the vanilla big key chest in Skullwoods. It was just a compass, so no punish for Chisame here.
So that means the last item of Skullwoods is in the back, either on Moth or the chest next to it, or the big chest.
Yeah, it will be
Big key will be back there, or in the big chest itself. But yeah.
Okay, so interestingly, Chisame did not grab the small key right outside the boss room, and instead used the other small key that he found in a chest to unlock his way to the back. So it probably won't matter, but if the hammer is back here, he kind of ruined his own day.
No, because if the hammer's back here, it'll be the last item now. Because you just found the 3rd item.
Yeah, that's true. It won't matter now.
Why could hammer only be in Maiden's chest?
Hammer couldn't be on the boss.
Sure
and
it could.
Can't be in the big chest.
There's no reason it can't be.
We have the small key.
Yeah, what's your point?
No, I got it backwards. Yeah, you're right. It can be on the boss. It's when we don't have the small key. That's when it can't be on the boss.
Yeah. Also, that's all 4 items.
So absolutely no punish for finishing Thieves Town today. Not even a mystery item locked in the big chest.
Nope. We did get Samari and a mushroom, though.
She's being silly. He was
Got
doing
the
a little
first 6
moonwalk.
hits with the, I think that was a perfect script.
Yeah, very nearly.
Alright.
Oh, the hook shot, though, in the brewery chest that Chisume's about to head to.
That's nice. Very nice.
And apparently that hookshot Illis thought was good enough that he's not going to bother going into Thieves Town just yet.
Oh boy. Well, we know that Samari will at least be required.
Yeah, he'll definitely make his way there eventually.
Yeah, true. It's a crystal anyway, so maybe just looking for the hammer first.
Yeah, it's definitely a safer play to wait for the hammer until you go to Thieves Town. But of course, we know that it's not consequential.
23 digs for 10 arrows.
Illis is going to continue this route south all the way to Hype Cave at
3
least.
bombs? Yeah, that's fairly typical routing. Ooh, we're gonna grab the blacksmith. No mirror, so we're gonna have to save and quit unless that's found. But I do like this routing. Oh, my Ellis might want to be a little careful, though. Alright, he's in the cave. Now, just don't walk into the bomb, please. Okay. Okay, there we go. Health refill. Health refill and loot out of Hype Cave. Okay, that's a fairly nice find.
See, now he's kind of upset with himself for not grabbing the smith, because it would have been so nice to turn that in while you're coming to Kakariko to activate the flute anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Death Mountain access as well. Well, logical Death Mountain access, that is.
Yeah, and with that hookshot, that's a lot of checks.
Yeah, hookshot and mitts. Yeah, no hair access, but that's only 2 checks itself anyway. Ooh, double deaths.
Yeah, they were death warping out of Thieves Town. They just they had a ferry.
I was focusing on Chisume and I just saw the death screen.
Well, seizes to check the desert ledge real quick and then heads to the mire area. Very quick medallion check and a couple of items here in Mirestead.
Alright, what's the mire medallion gonna be? Wait!
Yeah, the thought here is like, Death Mountain probably has progression, right? it's almost for sure at this point with the items that we found and how many checks it is. But there's like 15 different things that would make those checks even nicer to do. So it makes sense for Illis to go do these really quick checks here in the Mire area just in case we find like the boots or the book or the mirror.
Just the red meringue from the blacksmiths. Could be purple chest, but... You know, I once had 4 seeds in a row where purple chest had my mirror. Also, 07's in chat.
Chisame holding his sword out charged. He'll do a spin here as soon as the bird's off screen, which will enable him to call the bird very slightly sooner. Very small optimization, but it's a pretty
Wait, really?
Yeah, like doing a spin, it like refreshes the bird cooldown incurred by the statue breaking.
Huh. Alright, let's see what's up on Spec Rock. Can't get the item on top, but can get the one inside. 20 rupees on top. 10 arrows inside, so we're going east. That's mountain. Master Sword. I missed that before. Wait.
It doesn't really unlock anything for us yet, but it is a very nice thing to find.
Oh yeah. Fighter Sword Trinix is... It's a thing. As well as Fighter Sword Vitreous. And Cold Stir. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You never want to do Fighter Sword Dark World bosses, except for Blind, it doesn't matter. Nothing in the basement of Paradox.
Now, with no mirror in hand, they will do all of Paradox Cave and probably Spiral Cave as well before headed to the Dark World.
Yep, nothing there. Let's see what the right side is. And, ooh, lamp. Nice, but, I don't think that's gonna work. Nope, that's not gonna work. Too far up.
This is low-key the hardest bomb jump in the game.
I once hovered it just for fun of it. I had bombs and everything, I just wanted to show I could.
The Spectral Rock... the Paradox Cave bomb jump is... It's so easy that you don't try, and you want to do it so quickly so you don't like take your time to do it because you expect it to be super, super easy. So you end up failing that one more than every other bomb jump.
I'm gonna laugh if our progression is purple chest. Also, nothing on the floating island.
Well, purple chest is like super duper horrible for everybody.
Oh, I know.
So I feel like if you're the runner and you check everything else and then do purple chest and find progression, like you don't feel that bad about it because you can be pretty much assured that everyone else is going to do the same thing.
I just, yeah. Also, Shroom is Garbo, I think it was.
Yeah.
50. Be so hard in the Spiral Cave. Time for Dark World. Death Mountain. Dark Death Mountain. Ella's gonna be the first to show it off. Oh, that was clean.
Yeah, given what we have so far, it's pretty likely this is going to be the answer. But the one thing the lamp did do that we didn't talk about is it now puts AGA 1 in logic. So that makes East Dark World completely accessible as far as the logic goes.
And also blue mail there. Not required ever, but always nice to see.
I think it's unlikely anyone's going to actually kill AGA just for East Dark World access because there is a pretty well-known sequence break to get there.
I think that was Bombos on Turtle Rock.
Oh, I did miss it.
Okay, yeah, chat confirming it was Bombos. 20 rupees. Oh boy. 20 rupees.
Go for 3.
Ice Rod. I mean, it's progression, but it doesn't actually help. And it's not here. It's not here.
All right, so all money is on Palace of Darkness, I think.
Well, there's still a purple chest, though.
Yeah, there's like purple chests, a Gina's cave we haven't seen yet, I don't think.
Haven't we? We saw a couple people flew to...
Yeah, I know Illis checked the ledge, but he didn't go over and do a Gina's cave.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting, though, because we have no hammer and no flipper, so the only logical way to get to East Dark World is to kill AGA 1.
This is so good. Oh yeah, we could have or no, Pyramid Fairy can't have the hammer, but Pyramid could.
Absolutely.
Pyramid Fairy can't because Pod is a 5/6.
So we'll probably see all of our runners who did not finish Thieves Town go back there now. Illis already making his way there.
We're seeing a Gina, I bet, probably. Or maybe
just
not.
Just a quick wedge check.
Nope, we're going back. Or, oh, right, he has a Denier area.
Chisame will probably be our first one to make their way to East Dark World. But he still has a few things that he can do that everybody else hasn't done, such as these 2 checks. I don't think he turned in the mushroom yet. If he feels real antsy, he might go back for that vanilla big key chest in Skullwoods.
Yeah, we're going down to our last locations. That might be where he's going now, actually.
He might do Smiths too. I think he's going to go up. Yeah, he's going East Dark World. So you might be wondering, Chisame, where are you going? He's actually going to set up the sequence break I talked about earlier. This allows him to get to East Dark World without having to kill AGA 1. It is colloquially known as the Kern Jump because it was found by a member of our community named Kern. We suck at naming things, by the way.
Why are there no super sketch glitches?
So the objective here is to jump into the water and let the bomb explosion push you into the screen transition, creating a fake flipper state. But the timing on this is very particular.
Got it.
There we go.
Gonna go to Catfish first. Might as well. You know, I just noticed this kind of makes Catfish not quite so out of the way.
Yeah, I've definitely had a number of seeds where I did the current jump specifically just to get to catfish. Typically not like in this seed though. Usually like after I check Graveyard Ledge or something, it's where I'm already over in that area.
I mean, I'm kind of hoping for Mir on Purple Chest to like hammer in Terra.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. Like Purple Chest is still up in the air at the moment. I think given the items we found though, it's pretty likely we're gonna find the answer in Pod.
I mean, we said that about Dark Death Mountain and East Death Mountain too.
Well, we did find progression there. We found the Master Sword and the lamp, which gives us logical access to Pod.
Yeah, true.
Like that, my thinking though through like reading the logic as far as that goes is I thought for sure there was going to be something on the Death Mountain, right? And the only thing we found there was Aga access. So now I think there's definitely going to be something behind that.
Or it's just trolling us hard and...
Yes, rando for sure.
Oh, we're getting a Nagina cave check.
Yeah, this will be our first look at this.
Slowpoke.
Would not be the first seed where a Sphere 1 location ruined everybody's day.
And what's it gonna be? It is...
Wow! So, it doesn't do a whole lot. It does give us access to one more item in Skullwoods, though.
Oh, yes. Grab your popcorn, folks.
So Chad's asking, why don't more people just do Agina really early with how big of a punish it is if it has progression? And the answer is, it usually doesn't have progression, and it's really, really slow. But yeah, the safest play would have been to do it really early, just in case. And it would have absolutely rewarded heavily this seed.
I mean, they've had Flute for quite a while, so it makes it pretty close to Flute spot.
Yeah, with the Flute, it's a lot more feasible to head there, like Slowpoke did.
Also, yes, Pod is not a locked day. At least not the front. Back might be, depending on where the keys are. That's 2 keys. We need one more in the front to say it's not locked. Okay, backup pod is not locked. At least not the Dark U and the Tempest chest?
Right, so the 2 Bowlock chests on the right side cannot contain... well, I could still contain 2 keys, though. Yeah, yes. We'll need to see this last chest to be sure.
Well, no, there can be 6 keys in the front.
Yeah, well, what determines what's in the back is Bowlocked or not is how many keys are on the Bowlock side.
Yeah, I mean... Okay, that's 4 keys in the
4
front.
Keys. So, like, it's likely that the 2 chests on the Bowlock side are just 2 non-small keys, but they could also be 2 small keys, which changes what in the dungeon this counts as Bowlock.
I think that even if it's 1, I think that the Dark Maze is then considered Bowlock. So I'm pretty sure the Dark Maze requires 6 small keys logically, if I'm not mistaken.
It's It's weird to think about because it's all variable based on like which items you have and what those items block. So
oh yes, but
the rule
the
from here
dark
is
maze.
how many.
The dark maze, from what I understand, 100% of the time, regardless of anything else, requires 6 small keys logically.
Yeah, but like the dark maze could have the bow that locks a small key.
No, it can't.
Yes, it can.
Not in the logic, not in the randomizer logic. The customizer, yes. The randomizer, though, no.
I need to play more random seeds, clearly.
I mean, no, like, if you go... Okay, so that's the dark maze in logic. But if you go to the website, you can actually look at the logic. And it tells you what all combinations are considered logic and what are not.
Hammer and pod.
Okay, so chat. Yes, I am perfectly aware that, okay, the big key's in the Bolock side, by the way. I'm perfectly aware that if you have the hammer or the bow in the dark maze, potentially, and this is why it is in vanilla, you could have the small key in the dark maze, but the random devs made it so that it never is allowed to only require 5 small keys for softlock purposes, so that is actually the exact reason why you will never be able to generate a perfectly vanilla randomizer seed. And this is Logic 101 by Math Girl. Also, Tempered Sword and Skullwood's Big Chest.
Yeah, definitely a nice find. Kind of annoying, though, for the runners, because you still have to go to pod. And it may be a very long time before Chisame, who made that right call to go to pod earlier than everybody else, is going to make their way to Agene Escape for that fire rod. Eventually, you run out of locations and you go there, but the hammer is going to unlock quite a bit of stuff that look a lot better than going to Agene Escape.
I mean, once you get the... oh, wait, actually, no. I was gonna say once they get the book, but that's a Green Pendant Desert.
So Chisame is setting up the Harapot here. This is supposed to be for a time save, because he does have the big key. He's not sequence breaking anything. It was not a time save, though. All right, going up the normal way.
Have we seen the first item, the item before the 3 bombs, or is there only one item found so far in Hera?
Not sure. I think he did find an item, though. Not sure.
Aga is not confirmed required yet, because we haven't seen Purple Chest, unless I missed it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Purple Chest should be the last opportunity for Aga to not be logically required.
Oh, Purple Chest is a big 20. Okay! Aga was logically required today.
Yeah, so for those keeping up. The recap is we had to get mid-star gold access, walk all the way down to Hype Cave to get the flute, to fly to Death Mountain to find Master Sword and Lamp, to do Aga 1 to get to Vanilla Hammer in Pod, or French Vanilla Hammer. Kind of fun.
I hope all these runners know how to do turn jumps.
Yeah, it's been around for quite a while now, although it is still relatively new.
I still have not learned it, or Harapop for that matter. I probably should. Should probably learn Master Sword Silverless too.
We may see some Master Sword fights today because the Fire Rod locked the Tempered Sword. So if it doesn't lock anything else, it's very likely people will be killing Mocula in Go mode and not going back to check that big chest for a sword.
Oof. And we still haven't even found a single bow upgrade. There's our third sword!
Well, never mind. No Master Sword fights today.
Oh my. Okay then.
Looks like Chisame is going to head over to Hammer Pegs.
Also, did Slowpoke really not go to, get his ice rod from Hookshot Cave?
Not sure.
That could be a thing. No, he has ice rod.
So as gross as it is starting to look like Turtle Rock might be the answer to our troubles.
Hera was completed.
Yeah, that was Chisame who finished Hera.
Half magic. Okay, that's nice. Turtle Rock is clearable, as chat's pointing out. Though none of our runners have the equipment to do it full clear at this point.
Yeah, we do have Illis headed over to Palace of Darkness, though, where he will find the hammer and change that. Now, Chisame needs to go to Agina's Cave to get that fire rod. If he's going to do it, now is the time. This is as close as he's ever going to be to it.
Okay, it looks like he's going.
That's very good news. Oh, Slowpoke, unfortunately, must not be cognizant of the current jump and will be killing Aga 1 for that East Dark Gold access. It's very unfortunate. This is several minutes slower than doing the sequence break.
Also, the person who it was named after is in chat right now.
Just a little trivia tidbit for you. Kern, who found the Kern jump, has never actually done the Kern jump.
Wait, seriously?
Not in a race. Why didn't you join this race, Kern? This was your moment. Your time to shine. Raylan's actually trying to do a splash delete to do it instead of the current jump.
I don't know how this splash deletion works.
So the idea here is to have 5 Ancilla on the screen, Ancilla being like sparkly effects created by the items you use, which will prevent the splash from spawning when you jump in the water and puts you in a fake flipper state.
So how do you pull this off?
So he places a block, that's 1. He places 2 bombs, that's 2 and 3. And then he throws the red boomerang, which counts as 2 because it's the boomerang and then the sparkliness of the boomerang.
Oh,
he has to
jump in time.
Yeah, he has to be in the water while all 5 of those things are still on screen.
Got it!
There we go. Very nicely done. On his last 2 bombs, too.
Oh my. So what other things count towards the Ancilla?
Most things you could think of, although they're not all helpful. Like, for instance, the fire rod and ice rod shots do count, but it's really hard to be in a situation where they'll stay on screen long enough to matter. But the typical ones that you see are bombs, bow, Samaria, and red boomerang. But that's not a comprehensive list.
Could you place 3 bombs on screen, or is it limited?
No, you can only have 2 bombs on the screen at a time. It won't let you place more.
I honestly, it's different per Zelda game, so it's like I'm in the process of playing like 4 Zelda games at the moment, so it's hard to keep track of all their nuances.
So Chisame, who has so far been our check leader, he's checked the most items, locations. Looks like he's down to 1 item here in Skull Woods, and then he's going to have to go somewhere else. Likely to Turtle Rock with that newfound fire rod.
You know, I've always thought it'd be funny if they made it so that if Aga isn't required in a seat, logically, then it gives you 15 blue balls.
So, like, you have to climb the tower to find out if you needed to do Aga.
Yes.
That'd be pretty depressing, you know, because like sometimes in the early game, you know, you might want to gamble Aga instead of like walking to Zora or Gain Escape or something, and then you get all the way up there and it's like blue ball, blue ball, blue ball, blue ball, and you're like, oh no, it was a Gain Escape after all.
I mean, it'd be funny for the chat, and it would be a good way to be like, okay, I need to go back after I'm done with this stupid fight.
So Illis getting some new checks for us. Gonna check the Bowlock side of pod here. We know that one of these has to be the big key. Chisame did not do this sequence break when he was here before. And a fetch quest is our other one. Fun?
I mean, Rixus, the chances of it happening naturally are 1 in 32,768, so... And yes, this is actually the exact odds of it happening. It's 1 over 2 to the 15th.
Well, Chisame headed to Death Mountain once again. This is for Turtle Rock and nothing else. Maybe Spike Cave after.
Fun fact, it's actually the same odds for 14 blue balls and 15 blue balls.
Well, the most I've ever seen in my own runs was like 9. So, so far so good.
Hammer was in the chest before the big chest of pod.
Illis doing the hammer yump here. Was a little off on the first one. Hopefully gets it on the second try.
Alright, looks like Chisme is going to Turtle Rock.
And it was another unique item in the big chest of pod that Chisme was able to get. The Cane of Burna. The Cane of Burna, not super impactful. It does put Spike Cave in logic.
Yeah, it could be Spike Cave now, which looks to be where Illis is currently headed. Or not.
Chisme does have a pretty healthy heart count, so he will probably be able to do Spike Cave even without it being in logic for him, if he chooses to do so. But not having the Cane of Burna. I'm sorry?
Actually, Spike Cave is not in logic because Bo was locking.
Oh, right. Yeah, lock behind the bow. You're right. One of the interesting things about the progressive bow change is that it's harder for me to think of the bow as being a required item, because you just kind of expect to find one somewhere. Because now there's two of them instead of just the one.
I mean, we can be assured that both of them are not in GT at least, since Pod's a crystal. We also know it's not in Spike Cave, but beyond that, I think that's about the only limitations. Or actually, it might be in Spike Cave if we find the key. So yeah, we don't even know that.
Yeah, and then it might just be the other bow that's in Spike Cave, right? And just having one bow locking the other. Nice chain chomps there from Chisme, placing that second block and exploding it while he's standing over the pegs to get iframes. Yep. It doesn't look that hard, but it's actually kind of tight. It's like super tight, very easy to make a mistake, so good on him for getting that first try.
Oh gosh. By the way, if you ever play an Randomizer seed, and this applies to everyone, if there's a jelly in the room after the Ice Palace bomb jump, I believe, then you will want to use Fire Rod or something else that kills it without making it into two jellies, and then go back for the Ice Palace bomb jump. Something I learned the hard way.
So I don't think we found anything yet here in TR, but there is quite a few more chests to go to. One of the more frustrating parts of this routing, though, is that Mimic Cave is gonna be terrible.
Oh, how about Bo and Mimic Cave with Trinex having the mirror? Or better, Shovel, or no, Shovel's gonna go. Never mind.
Yeah, without the mirror, Chisme will not be able to check Mimic Cave here. But that doesn't mean it can't have progression, right? We are still missing quite a few items.
But, yeah, Ice Palace Randomizer, Ice Palace Bomb Jump can be legitimately impossible if you don't kill an enemy in the next room sometimes.
There is progression. Yep, progression here in Turtle Rock. Quake Medallion gives us access to Misery Mire.
Okay.
It's not like the greatest thing you could have found, but you know, progression is progression is progression.
Also, yeah, we're in bow from go mode. Lovely. Oh gosh, Rix is not speed. Flip mode, no!
Flipper is definitely not what you want to see.
Oh, there's the bow. Okay, we're in go mode.
I guess boots could still be a problem.
Oh gosh, that 1 in 22 chance.
Yeah, actually a little surprising that Chisame didn't open the last chest just because of the boots possibility. It's a very small chance, but it's a chance.
I mean, even when it is on the torch and you don't have boots, most of the time when that happens, you're gonna find the boots in GT anyway.
Buttersaur are gonna make quick work of Trinax.
Yep.
Very nice kill from Chisame.
Oh gosh, you know, he's gonna get to go mode. Ice Palace and to some extent Myers. One of those dungeons where sometimes it's a much faster go mode and other times it's basically the exact same.
Yeah, Godmire is significantly faster, but it's not always Godmire.
Ice Palace go mode's nice though. Ice Palace go mode is just skip all the chests and go straight to the boss.
So this whole seed really just came down to who got to pod first. Because pretty much everyone's taken the same route. You know, going to pod and then Hera and then TR. And then TR just has all the things. So Chisame has the lead solely because he just routed his way over to pod so much sooner than everybody. Aginev's Cave almost ruined Chisame's day, though. There was a world where he like goes to Turtle Rock without the fire rod before checking in at Aginev's Cave, but luckily managed to fit that into his route. Chisame headed over to the right side of pod that he had not done earlier. This time with the bow. Illis about to find his go mode items here on Laser Bridge. Raylan just now opening up Turtle Rock. We'll see if he checks that last chest. Nope, stops after the small key. I really want it to be Boots in that last chest. Even if it's not a Boots lock big key, I really want it to be Boots in the last chest.
That's just mean. Actually, are there even any items left in Turtle Rock?
You know, I'm not too sure. It may be map and compass. Nope, we
Oh
have map and compass.
Yeah.
So it's definitely an item in the 4th chest on Laser Bridge. Slowpoke and Raylan now going through Turtle Rock, headed towards their Go Mode items. Maybe one of them will check it for us. And there is crystal number 5 for Chisame.
You know, all in all, this is a fairly nice seed.
Unless you kill Aga, I guess. It's definitely not the worst seed I've ever seen.
I mean, you don't even want to know what kind of atrocities I've seen. Keep in mind, I spent 8 months watching Flamingo's. Oh yes, chat, we still have 2 dungeons left before we get to play the game.
Yeah, we got plenty of time. Think long and hard about the number that you're going to call out. So if the contents of either of these first 2 chests is the big key, then we classify this as God Mire, because from there you can just go straight to the boss and skip everything else.
Yep. Oh, there's a small key.
And another one. Not Godmire today.
What? It was a small key and a compass. I don't know why there was 2 of them. But yeah, no Godmire. There it is. Alright.
Still a pretty quick mire, all things considered. Chisame is in a very precocious health spot, though. We'll probably powder. Yeah, I just switched to powder. Unfortunately, this does mean no spooky mire.
Oh?
Yeah, casting the powder breaks the altitude value for the fire rod shot.
That makes sense. Now, will Raylan give us the last chest?
Yay!
Yes!
Okay,
it's 20 rupees.
Fine.
Ow.
Illis is giving us Spooky Mire. Being all spooky. There we go. And then powdering this last anti-fairy just to fill up on health before doing the damage boost through these eyes. Oh, Chisame taking a body from an eye, though. Ooh.
And that is Vitreous down. Now it's just time to go kill Cold Stare.
Illa's having a little more sketch fight, but makes it through as well. I don't know, it's kind of a gross seed, right? Mirrorless and bootsless. Time-wise, it's not really that bad. Like, we're pretty close to the end here. Just one dungeon to go, but
so
from when you're running it, it doesn't feel fast.
Green Knight, Mimic Cave is considered Death Mountain as far as the hint logic and such goes. Hey, y'all laugh, but I have seen the Boots hint say that it was in Death Mountain and it be Mimic Cave.
I could get on board with them changing it to consider Mimic Cave as part of TR. Because that's how like we think of it when we're routing, right? Because it has the same like entry requirements as Turtle Rock itself.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but
like often I'll say like, well, I can go to TR for 6 items, you know, because I'm counting Mimic Cave as part of that.
I don't disagree, but that's just how it's programmed at the moment. Also, fun fact, Dark Death Mountain is not considered Death Mountain in hint logic, it is considered Dark World.
Chisame getting the Ice Palace bomb dump here. This will enable him to skip having to find the big key and go straight to Cold Stare. Why would you check that chest? Okay, alright. I mean, like, he's still looking for... There's still things he could find, like, on the way, like silvers or boots. You know, even, like, the cape wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to find. Just to make his trip through Ganon's Tower and Ganon a little better. I don't understand why he checked that chest, but not the 4th one on Laser Bridge.
Because you're right there, basically. But, yeah, it's kind of the same with... But Laser Bridge is such a pain.
Yeah, I guess it was a bigger pain for Chisame than for, like, Illis. Illis was using the Cane of Burner to get through it, where Chisame was doing walk skips. very quick fight.
Beautiful fight. Melted through cold stare like butter.
Oh, Illa's having a little problem here with Helmosaur King. There we go. Helmosaur just won't get off the bottom.
On another note, I'm gonna go with 14 today. Change it up.
Yes, you're right. Absolutely. Cold Stare was our 7th crystal, meaning Chisame will be headed to Ganon's Tower to look for that big key. There are 22 locations that it can be in. If you'd like to guess in which one of those 22, now is the time.
This is true. Okay, actually, I'm gonna go with Torch, just to be mean.
I think we're still gonna count the Torch for the big key guessing game, even though Chisame can't do it.
Oh, yeah, but...
Big key on the Torch would be quite horrible. So, like, if that does happen, Chisame doesn't really have any choice. He has to continue through Ganon's Tower and just hope the boots are there. And if they're not, he has some hard choices to make following the dungeon.
I mean,
he left items behind in several crystal dungeons.
Yeah, but... I mean, what do we have access to? If they find Mirror in GT, that would, oh, that'd be ugly. What would open up Desert, as well as the tablets?
Yeah, and then we have an item on like Armos, 2 more items in Ice, I think, items in Mire. Chisame still has an item on the Laser Bridge. So for Chisame's sake, I hope that it's not on the Torch, because that would be quite distressing.
I mean, Mirror would be hilarious to find in GT and then have the Torch have the big key, because then you're just like, no! Why, game? Come on. Come on! You know we want to see it, game!
And the Torch is just 20 rupees. We're safe. Official go mode for Chisame. And for all of our runners, I suppose. So it's a little awkward going through GT without the mirror, because when you do find the big key, normally you just mirror. So Chisame may have to death warp to get out of here.
Death warping on 11 Hearts Blue Mail is, it's a thing. There it is! Map chest.
Number 8. And are we death warping or are we just... Okay, I don't know what he said. I think he just accidentally fell.
Yeah.
It's an unusual path that Chisame took through that room. He ended up taking, I think, 4 or 5 hearts of damage. But he powdered the fairy, so he's fine. Beamos get the best of everybody. 3.5 hearts, still fine. And while Illis picks up his 7th crystal, we'll be headed to GT shortly. Now, I don't know if Chisame has a bottle or anything, so he'll want to be pretty careful in these coming rooms. There will be a bunny beam he can powder right before land mode 2.
He's doing pretty well. Okay, yeah, he's good. He's good.
Rooms. And he should have plenty of hearts for the rest of the tower now. Nice 2 cycle. Even gets good RNG from the bridge guards. They're not always that friendly.
Yeah. You know, I have never figured out why is it sometimes if you dash through them, they push you off the ledge.
I'm not sure. My guess would be sub-pixel dependent. Because I always dash through on the same pixel, like lined up on the edge of the rail, and sometimes it doesn't work, but usually does.
Like, yeah, it usually does, but then sometimes you just get pushed off for no apparent reason. And, like, I can't think of anywhere else in the game where that happens. Can you?
Nope. Yeah, don't forget the magic. There you go. I mean, he'd probably be fine without the full magic refill, but, you know, better safe than sorry.
And that's Mulgorm 2 down. Are we gonna check the toy box? Yes, we are, and it's 3 bombs.
Yeah, lots of good reasons to check that chest in this situation. Like, it takes, what, 1.5 seconds to open it, and Silvers would have saved like 30 seconds on the Ganon fight.
Yeah. My first ever rando was Agaped Seed. that was a thing.
That blue ball ruining. Wow, he gets the triple, but Aga was already teleporting, so he only gets credit for that very first hit. How rude.
Okay, and that's Aga 2 down. Oh, that hurts. Yeah, magic bat without hammers. Alright, we're getting bacon facts. Cyclone, I hope you're watching.
So we're going to make quick work of Ganon through these first 2 phases. Getting 1 cycle's pretty free with the level 4 sword. But no silvers means we are going to get silverless Ganon here in phase 4.
Alright, let's see if it's accurate today. Swamp Palace has the silvers. Well, nobody was getting those.
Yeah, Chisame does get the torch glitch. This is going to make his silverless fight quite a bit easier. And he switches to the Fire Rod to make getting these triple hits way, way easier. The idea here is to light the torch right as Ganon lands, and that'll give you an opportune time to get a quick spin in before he starts his cycle.
That's good to know.
A little too early on that one, but didn't matter. He just needed one more. GG Chisame.
Probably the funniest go mode I ever saw, though, was had Master Sword Silverless, Single Magic, Fire Rod. Also, that is finished for Chisame with a official time of 1:30.26 in first place.
First place on the restream, first place overall, and first place in my heart. Chisame, you're so good.
Hello, Chisame. Good GG's.
GG's.
Before we start, I just want to say, Chisame, fantastic job not letting those early fumbles affect the rest of the seed. I feel like if I had died in the escape, I would not have done well in this race.
I don't think I've ever died in escape. I think that has to do with playing in like freezing weather.
Hand's just a little too cold.
Oh, a little would is putting it nicely.
I remember I commented when you didn't pick up the safety heart, like on your way to Dark Cross. It was like, well, I mean, like rats only do quarter damage. He'd probably be fine. Just like don't walk into your bomb or anything. But that's exactly what happened. But you didn't let it affect you. You made it through the rest of the seed, no problem.
Yeah, I was like, I have to make a minute somehow. Well, let's just hope that there's a bottle South Shore or there's something over at Sahashla Eastern. And wow, there was both. So I'm sure I already made up that time.
Oh, so your Eastern dip was because you died in the escape?
Yes, I was tilted minute 5.
Because I remember thinking about it, like, because you went to Eastern before Kakariko, and I thought, well, I mean, like, South Shore made sense. You know, you even got a bottle out of it, but, like, to go all the way to Pen and Eastern when you've had no indication that that's where the answer is before even going to Kakariko, that just seems super gambly.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Not really mattering, because, like, everybody else just went straight to Eastern after South Shore as well.
I mean, they had to.
Yeah, with the gloves and what was it, a big chest Eastern? Everyone had to.
Yeah, I got like the big reward would have been like if you found the bow there or something, or just some other like out of the way progression that you needed later.
Yeah, but I guess everyone was sort of funneled there. I was quite unhappy with that fire rod spot. I only did it because of the smith chain, but I guess it wasn't the worst time to pick it up. I just regret not being able to do Hera and Turtle Rock together.
Yeah, no one did Agina early. The first time we saw it was after, I forget who it was exactly, I think Soploak maybe, did it after getting the flute as part of his like quick flute checks. But the fire rod ended up being it didn't cause any trouble for anybody. Everybody made it there before going to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I considered dipping it, and I was like, I'll gamble hammer being progression. That's why I went to Hera first. And I was like, is it hammer pegs? And and I was feeling pretty bad once I gave in that purple chest, but with it just sitting at Agina.
Also, explosions on the pedestal today. Not sure if you realized, but it was actually a logical Agaseed.
Oh, yep. I couldn't jump for that reason. I only had, what was it, Catfish and Aginas left, but I could either do those two or go to Pod, and I figured that was the more dense location.
Well, I mean, Catfish is also part of the East Dark world where you would have had different jumping.
I meant Zora, sorry.
Oh, you never went to Zora?
Yeah,
I believe it was 20 rupees.
Yeah, the one big time save you got from that early Eastern dip was that most everybody else did like CAC, South Shore, and then fake flippered Zora because you had like tons of rupees at that point. So you were able to avoid checking the Zora area by virtue of just going to Eastern first.
Yeah, it sort of dragged me back into Dark World since it was so convenient.
Yeah, definitely made up that minute you lost in the escape.
Okay, GG's to Illis. He is just finished off the Ganon fight. Raylan is just got his big key. Slowpoke is in the first room of the climb. GG's with a time of 1:35:37 in 8th place. So, Silvers in Swamp. That was funny to read. We never even found the mirror on anybody's screen.
I guess it was probably deeper in GT?
Seems like
or in Ice Palace, or in last item at Eastern or something.
Yeah, everyone go moded Ice and Mire. It ended up, like, once you got the hammer, it ended up being fairly linear. Like, the world just wasn't that open. You didn't have that many choices to make. So all of our runners ended up checking basically the same locations with little differences here and there.
Oh, Slowpoke needs to be careful.
Yeah, down to 1.5 hearts here in the gauntlet.
Hi, by the way.
Oh, hi, Ellis.
Hi. GG's.
GG.
GG, Ellis.
What the hell did you do?
He died in the escape and lost a minute.
Yeah, I tilted from minute 5, and that was it.
Okay. Seems pretty good.
Yeah. It's the new strat, right?
Tilt your way to victory.
No, I think the only thing he did by virtue of that time loss was going to Eastern before fake flippers. So like he got to skip the Zora area. So it was pretty much a wash between those two things. And then everything else was like very small, minimal things just over time adding up. But essentially everybody did the same things.
Yeah, I messed up a lot of tricks that I tried to do, which was not great. I could have probably even finished 5th, but instead I got fanfare snapped twice. Oh well, that happens, I guess.
Do what you gotta do.
Oy. The seed was a
unfortunately,
mess.
Yeah, the seed ended up being fairly linear. Just not a lot of choices to be made. So I don't really have a ton of questions for like your choices through the game because you very, very rarely even had choices to make.
Yeah, that's true. I was a bit bored of the seed, to be honest. I didn't like playing it too much because you were forced to last location one way or another, and after the hammer it was basically, yeah, sure, go to Turtle Rock and then go everywhere else. it was pretty boring. And I guess the people who gamble a lot or with their execution could have a decent advantage out of me, but yeah, it was. I was absolutely sure that a lot of people would finish at around similar times in this one.
Yeah, it felt like more of a seed where I guess efficient hundoing would have been more. It would have been better than like I guess like no 4 trips up Death Mountain, doing Skull Woods in your first run, not doing Aga and doing the Quern jump.
Well, I assume almost nobody did Aga, at least if you could current jump, right?
On the restream, Slowpoke did do Aga, but everybody else did do the current jump.
Bad man.
Feels bad, man.
The assumption is that he just doesn't know the tech. It is still relatively new.
Yes, that's true, but you can see in this one how kind of essential that is, because it basically kills Aga when you have backward access. And
Yeah.
for seeds like this, it's kind of important to learn. So
Yeah,
at least I did it at some point. Absolutely.
Also, we got a runner on Aga 2 and 1 in the room before it. This has been a very close race for the most part. Like Koi pointed out, it's a fairly linear seed.
Yeah, it really just came down to how quickly people got to pod. And how much they really wanted it to not be a NACA required seed, you know? Like, you could have done, like, really slow Smith sequence checks, you know, go and check every last little thing before going over to East Dark World.
I was kind of not sure what's going on, to be honest, in the first part of the seed. And when I went to Agina, I was like, yeah, that's the last location, right? And then I found the fire rod, and then I assumed in Scar Woods there's, you know, the progression, and there was just a sword. And I was confused for a second. But I planned to current jump anyway, and then I figured, oh, it's a logical Aga seed. I kind of forgot.
Yeah, when we saw the flute, like we got the hookshot in Village of Outcast, and then we saw the flute and Hype Cave, and we're like, oh, obviously, Death Mountain has all the answers, right? And the only thing we found up there was a Master Sword and the lamp. So from our perspective, being able to, you know, look down on 4 different people playing the seed slightly differently.
Oh no, Slowpoke dies! And Raylan's at one part. Oh my goodness. Oh, fairy. Slowpoke still has his fairy.
Yeah, by the way, I routed Pod in a kind of stupid way because I wanted to possibly keep the ferry, and death warping in that right area of Pod was kind of dumb, so I figured I would do it last. But then I didn't find the big key and had to return to the big chest where I failed the hammer jump 2 times. It was stupid.
Yeah, and then it didn't even end up like leading to anything, although it was 2 unique items with the shovel and the Cane of Burna.
I guess the Cane of Burna helped a bit for Laser Bridge, but that's about it.
Oh, that was Laser Bridge logic, because I didn't find that.
I think in advanced logic it does not matter.
Oh, it doesn't? Okay.
I'm not sure. I think it doesn't.
Yeah, I think you're right. There shouldn't be anything locking Laser Bridge in advance. Just the lamp, I guess. Raylan taking a fall? Oh no.
That might have been on purpose because he missed the torch glitch.
Yeah, that's definitely intentional.
Oh, we never got half magic.
Yeah, where was half magic again?
Hammer pegs.
I see no one else has butter.
Yeah. Skullwoods or
Magic Bat.
Magic Bat if I had to guess. Oh dear, Raylan. Alright,
after-
GG Slowpoke.
After the hammer, it was pretty clear where to go. Why would you waste your time with magic that?
Because I had hammer before I had fire rod.
You madman.
I told you, I was like, I was gambling.
Alright, GG Slowpoke, he finished in 13th place with a time of 1:44.28.
GG.
But yeah, that was a very unsatisfying to play seed because you did not have a lot of great routing tools. You did not have the boots for quicker movement. You had to run here and there and everywhere, and you couldn't really hundo it despite having to hundo it. And yeah, it's definitely not the type of seed I like to play.
And then even in go mode, it was so slow.
Yes.
Also, we're joined by Slowpoke. GG's.
Everybody, GG, thank you so much.
GG Slowpoke.
Yeah, GG Illis, GG Shisume.
So you were the only one of our runners to kill Aga 2. Or sorry,
Aga
not
1.
Aga 2. Aga 1. Everybody killed Aga 2. Have you not learned the current jump yet?
No, I haven't. That would come in handy for today, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Yup.
this was like the current jump seed.
Or
Perfect.
Splash Deletion.
Yeah, I kind of am a slowpoke, so I kind of behind the times and other things.
Makes sense.
I mean, in the grand scheme, it didn't represent like that much of a time loss. Maybe like 3 minutes or so.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was thinking there was like, all right, cool, 51 minutes. We've done everything.
GG's, Draylen.
How is this still an Agaseed?
Yeah, it's pretty gross logically, but like just that one single sequence break makes it a little nicer and a little more linear feeling.
Also, Raylan finishing in 15th place with a 1:46.40.
GG.
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 And he will indeed be joining us for an interview. Hello, Raylan. GG's.
GG.
GGT rank Raylan.
GG.
GG's.
Seed, right?
I mean, pretty linear, kind of. So, not the best seed for me to not have the greatest execution on.
Yeah, all four of you ended up finding all the same progression items in essentially the same order, just like the fire rod being a little different here or there. And got to go mode the same dungeons, you know, even like took the same routes through GT. So it was mostly just like execution and then little small gambles along the way. Like little things like how Chisame didn't do the vanilla big key chest in Skullwoods on his first trip. Saved him a little time when he came back.
Yeah. Or yeah, maybe just not checking some one-offs like the mushroom or such. Those little time saves you could have. But yeah, it is what it is, and
Yeah, some seeds are very much like who went to the spot first, you know. But then seeds like this are they're the spot everyone goes to, and it's how you got there that mattered.
yeah. And a little bit of my story of the seed is that I was kind of experimenting on a bit of tech to use and on setups and on movement optimization, and yeah, it didn't really work all that great or as good
Oh,
as
you
I
mean
hoped
the
to.
splash delete instead of the current jump?
And not only that, but also the spooky action missing on the anti-fairies in the second
Oh.
room. And that first Ganon fight, I was on the way to 1-1 cycles, and yeah, then just started hugging firebats and missed the torch glitch because I was just a bit too eager to hit the torch.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Yeah. But yeah, better in a daily race where you can experiment as a little bit more important race like a qualifier, right?
Yeah.
True.
No, that's
Yeah,
that's really cool about daily races is that
in this one, I had to remind myself how to hammer jump again because it's been ages.
At least that's the one that worked pretty good for me. So I have that one down.
Yeah, I haven't played Key Sanity or NMG in ages, so I didn't really know what the right pixel was anymore. And I guess those were my experiments.
it's kind of cool thing about the daily races. You know, like anybody can sign up and participate and see how they shape up against other players, and because there's no real stakes involved, like you're free to, you know, try different routing theories or try new tech that you haven't messed around with too much, and you know, you lose a couple spots, no big deal. It's just a daily.
My SRL points. No, yes, exactly.
Just get first place in a 100-person qualifier. You get all the
Easy,
SRL
right?
points.
Easy.
Next time, maybe.
I mean, if I could do it. Ultima can do it.
Yeah, just gotta believe in yourself, right?
Yep. Definitely no luck involved whatsoever.
Nope, all skill.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're about ready. I don't really have any more questions for you guys because it was such a linear seed. But if you have any final thoughts you'd like to share.
Nope, nothing from me.
Stop putting progression on Agina. So,
Oh yeah, do that.
Yeah.
no, but maybe with the new possibilities of the splash deletion routing, I might check it out a bit more often than I do now. We'll see. We'll see how that works out.
Oh, just still never put anything on Agina, never put anything in Greybeard Ledge, and then I'll be happy.
Insane.
No arguments for those two.
Thank God it wasn't a hover seed.
Can't hover if you don't find boots.
It would have been nice. Unfortunately, nobody on the restream found either the mirror or the boots at any point.
That's good.
Yay, us. Unless, just want to say thank you so much for the Restreamer Tracker commentary. Thank you so much, and everyone watching, thank you.
And thank you for racing. Alright, I'll leave you with the last words, Koi.
I just want to say shout out to our runners today, Chisame, Slowpoke316, Raylan Tankier, and Illis. They put on a great show for us, so make sure to go to their channels, give them a follow, show them some love. Our trackers today were Red Arimer and Vince Easter. They did a fantastic job as well. I can't even think of one time where we blame the trackers for anything, which is quite unusual. And thank you so much, Math Girl, for commentating with me. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure working with you as well, Koi.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be back in the rando scene. I've been gone for about a week. Been missing it. But that's going to do it for us today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned to Speed Gaming for more speed running fun. I have no idea what's going on, but you can use the schedule command to find out. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, all.